ranking every single cozy game I've played in the first half of 2025. That's right, we are already 6 months into the year somehow, and I've played a lot of games. In this ranking, I've included 27 games. If I can count, I think I can. Yeah, I'm really excited. We've got a ton of cozy games, from farming sims to fishing sims to roguelites to cooking games, all the things, all the things. I am going to go over what my tiers are all about. Okay, so I have the S tier category. S tier means that the game is super stellar. It's pretty much become a favorite game of mine this year of 2025. A tier means that the game is super, super good. I don't really consider it up there with the favorites though. And A tier are games that I want to play more of. B tier are the games that I enjoyed. They might have stolen my attention for some time, but then I totally dropped off of them, didn't get very far with, but they're still decently good games. C tier games, they're not terrible. They didn't really steal my heart as much as I had hoped they would. They're not the worst. They're in the middle. They're mid, right? D tier are the games that just I don't love. Definitely not my favorite. They're down there in the dump. D for dump. F tier are the games that are so bad, like I can't even recommend them. Like they can't even be seen in the D tier with those games because those games are much better than the F tier games. So I did make a category for F. I was not going to, but there is an F tier game. And the last category is I didn't really play enough to review it. And so hopefully by the time I do another one of these, I will have played a little bit more and I can put it in a category. But they're the ones I just didn't feel like I got the gist of enough to be able to properly rank it. Those are my categories. La 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 la. So let's just get started here. Hopefully you can kind of see these. This one is Dreaming Isles, which is the first new game I played this year. And it is a farming sim where you sail the high seas and you can choose between being on the side of the global traders or being on the side of the pirates, which is a fun little thing to it. It has some really great ideas, really cute pixel art style, and something about this game, it just didn't really hook me like I hoped it would. Also, there is some talk about this game not quite being finished, which means that the story of the game wasn't fully implemented, although this was a full release on Steam, so that definitely rubbed some people the wrong way. I still feel like the game was enjoyable, and I didn't notice that in my gameplay. For me, oh, why did I put it there? For me, I'd give it the C tier. For me, it's a C tier. It's just not my favorite. It's not terrible. It's not a D. It's not the worst. It definitely has potential, but I don't really see myself going back to it. Next is the Minecraft Hello Kitty DLC. I was so excited for this. I paid $8.99 for it, and I thought it was gonna be so good. And it wasn't too bad, but there was a lot of things that needed help, like the questing wasn't that great and they needed to have somewhere where they show what quests you're working on, but they didn't at the time that I played. I don't know if they implemented that now. And yeah, it was just confusing for somebody who doesn't play Minecraft a lot but wanted to play this DLC and kind of get introduced to the game. I thought that could be something that I do. Although it is entirely its own game within the game, which is also cool. It also needs a little bit like better guidance. It's supposed to be very chill, but I need a little bit more guidance and things to do. But ultimately, I won't ever be playing it again because it made me throw up from motion sickness. So I'm putting that one in the D tier. I love Hello Kitty and Friends, so cute, but unfortunately, the game just wasn't for me. But then, don't worry, we can be redeemed here because I did play Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I was very excited for this game, and this game turned out to be great for me. I'm putting it in the A tier. I really enjoyed it, and it's a game that I wouldn't typically like because it is quite fetch questy, but something about it is very calming and relaxing to me. It's not too overbearing for me. I just really like it. I found ways that I could kind of go about my day in a way that I choose, and I feel like that helped a lot. But I don't know. I just really loved it. I also fell in love with some of the Hello Kitty characters from this game, specifically Hangiron. Specifically this guy. He has become my very best buddy, and I love him so much. So I have up to 40 total hours in this game, and I really, really love it. I think it's super sweet and precious. It's something I do want to go back to, and I think is easy to revisit because everything's still there. I don't think everything in this game is perfect, but I really enjoyed it. So that's an A tier for me. The next one that I played is Shokudo Underworld, which I'm also giving the A tier. I loved this game. I love a cooking game. I like that it was very quick for me to get through and play. I only had to play it a few hours. I 100%ed it, did a whole video on this game, and it's just a very fun game to give a go. It's not too expensive at all. It is only on Steam, but it is so fun. Cute little story to it. I loved it. It's an A tier. Next is the Red Lantern, which we played as part of the side, which is actually our first side quest for the Slow Burn podcast. So that was the Red Lantern. And this is a weird game where you're on a sled because there's a dog racing thing you want to be part of. The dogs are guiding on the sled, and you have to make different choices, and depending on the choices that you make when certain events come up, different things happen in the game, and I don't feel explaining it. I talked about it in other videos. I didn't really like this game. It was a D tier. I did get it on a great sale, so the price was worth it at least, but it just wasn't my favorite, and it did get really frustrating, this game. So just not my favorite. Don't feel like talking about it. It's a D tier. Afterlove EP. This is a narrative-driven game with rhythm elements to it. So that's really fun, and I did enjoy this game. I did enjoy the gameplay of it. There are so many different endings and ways you can play this game, so that gives it a lot of replayability. The game is really cute. It has some voice acting, and it has some emotion to it. It's about a boy named Rama who has lost his girlfriend. She passed away, and he still hears her in his head constantly. But he's trying to go back to his life, go back to his passions, go back to his friends after kind of ghosting everything in his life for a while. He's hearing her constant voice in his head. So it's kind of navigating through that. I would say B tier for this. I liked it, but I didn't think the story stuck with me as much as I thought it would. And some parts of the game were harder to navigate, a little confusing, and it just wasn't my very favorite narrative game ever, but I still think it's a good game, and I would recommend it. 2 Point Museum, you guys might be surprised by my ranking. I have never played a 2 Point game until this one. This one is a fun management style museum building game, basically, and it's very fun, very polished, great game. A lot of quirkiness to it and stuff like that, but just wasn't really my game. Not really for me. I feel like I just kind of grew tired of it pretty quickly. So I'm gonna put that one in the C tier. It's just a personal preference, to be honest. It's not like there's something wrong with that game. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. Maybe that series just isn't for me. Grimoire Groves is a roguelike game with some growing plant elements, you could say farming. It's really, really beautiful art style, super pretty colors. I really wanted to like it. I looked at the trailer and was reminded of this game, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to play that. But I kind of regret playing it because it was one of those things that are better looked at than actually played, and things were really, really confusing in the game. I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't like the controls very much, and I just didn't enjoy it. So I'm gonna say this one was in the D tier for me. I feel bad about it because I really wanted to like it. Sometimes I feel nervous that I didn't give enough time to the game, but I think sometimes you just know right away that you don't love a game, and that's how I felt with this one. All right, Wanderstop. I was very excited for Wanderstop, and it's a tea making game, and it has a lot of narrative elements to it. It has some voice acting. It's very, very polished. It's a really nicely developed game, and I was so excited for it. There are some cute characters around that you can interact with. You do these different puzzles to plant plants in certain ways and grow the right ones for recipes that you need. And you play as Alta, who is burnt out from being a warrior, and she doesn't really know what's going on and why she can't fight. And so she's navigating through that story. And sometimes I play a game and I want to see the story flesh out in front of me a lot quicker. And that wasn't happening with this one because I had to make tea a lot. And I got kind of sick of it. Didn't really want to make the tea. I wanted to see the story, but I had to do the tea to do the story. If I would mess up the tea that I was making, I would get frustrated. I felt like the game was long and drawn out, but I did end up 100%ing the game, actually, so that's cool. The only way to get through this one for me was that I had one more achievement to get, and I'm like, I might as well finish this game. I also felt like the achievements I was getting, like, I don't even know what I did for the achievement. It was just like, you did something, achievement, and it's like, what did I do though? I don't know. I wasn't in love with it. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. I feel mid about it. I feel very in the middle. So C would be a good place to put it. Next is Disney Villains Cursed Cafe. A lot of Disney fans really loved this game. It's supposed to be like Coffee Talk or Tavern Talk, where you're making potions for the Disney villains and you're basically trying to help them with their problems or whatever by making them potions. The potion making isn't very in depth and the game is cute, but I don't like a lot of like the modern elements of the game, and I just felt like it wasn't worth playing because I wasn't getting anything meaningful out of this game. I don't find it that funny when they're talking about like cryptocurrency or that Maleficent is like live streaming and stuff, but some people like that humor. I just didn't really like it and I didn't ride with it, and I felt like I wasted $15 on this game. So I'm putting that one in the D here. Kitchen Sink Aloha. I played about 4 hours of this game. It's a story-driven cooking RPG game with elements of like friendship and romance and storylines. Really cute like anime drawn characters, and then like pixel art style with the mini games that you do for the gameplay. And yeah, I really liked this game so far. I am interested in playing more of it too. So I'm gonna put it in B tier because I want to play more. I want to go back in and get more gameplay out. I felt like it was very fun, and it's a game you can kind of pick up and put down pretty easily. I liked it. Mudborne is a frog management game that I do recommend. It's only $7.99 on Steam. I'm not sure if it's on consoles, but it's a frog management game where you breed different types of frogs with different types of forageables and things that you get or make in the game. Then you can get different colored frogs, different types of frogs, all sorts of stuff like that. So it has this big collecting element and like not 100%ing feeling where you're like trying to just get every single version of frog and all of this stuff. And the more that you unlock, the more you can progress in the game and unlock more stuff in the game. I did like it, but it did start to get a bit overwhelming. So I wasn't like really into it, but I do want to go back to it. So I'm going to say that this one was a B tier for me. I fell off of it a bit, but I did put some time into it and I did enjoy it. Little Sim World, I put a lot of time into because it is a game that I made a 100-day video on. And this is an early access game. It's a life sim where you can romance, you can walk around, live your life. You got to take care of yourself. You got to go to the bathroom. You got to eat meals. You got to go grocery shopping. You got to take care of your little, which is what they call the sim in the game. And it's a very cute concept. I had a lot of fun with it, but I'm kind of stuck on whether or not I would revisit this game out of early access or in the early access state. There's only 2 romanceables at this time. There are things that need to be added, and I don't know if there was a lot that really kept me invested towards the end of my gameplay, so maybe I got a little burnt out of it. I don't know. I would say that this one's a C tier for me. I did get some fun out of it. I do think it's an alright game. Luna's Fishing Garden. This game is so cute. It's a short and sweet fishing game that you can play real quick. It's got cute spirits in it that you do quests for, and I thought this game was like so wonderful. You can decorate your archipelago and unlock more islands as you go along, and I just loved it so much. It's a cheap, short game that I thought was just perfect. I loved it so much. I thought it was an S tier, and I recommend everybody to try it out. I just feel so satisfied by that game. Next, I played Hanako's Flower Shop, and I was excited for this game. It's actually pretty much fully voice acted, I think. It's really cool. I just didn't really play enough of it to feel like I could review it. I only played like an hour. It was a lot of just sitting there listening to the game, and so I need to just put some time into it and actually go through and play it. I've had that on my list to do for a while, but I just haven't done it. So I just felt like I didn't play enough to properly review it, and I wasn't not vibing with it or anything. It's just I tried to stream it, and it wasn't a great game to stream because you're just sitting there doing nothing but sitting there watching the game like a movie. Dinkum released in full release this year. The 1.0 launch was this year. It had been in early access for a long time. And Dinkum is a really cool, like, basically town building game. You're on an island and you can start inviting people to your town. They all do different things. John runs a shop. Someone runs a plant shop. Someone runs this, that, and the other thing. Like, there's just a ton of people you can add to your town. There's some survival element. It's just a really cool game, and there's so much you can do, and it's very fun. I added like 20 to 30 hours of gameplay this year alone after already having like 20 hours in the game. I want to play more. I want to invest more time in. I just feel like I'm always just scratching the surface with this one, even this many hours in, and I want to play more. I'm putting it in I'm gonna put it in the A tier. I was gonna put it in B tier, but looking at the list here, I would say it's an A tier for me. Okay, to Pixelia. Pixelia and Little Sim World get compared to a lot because they are both life sims, but they are different. Little Sim World takes a bigger focus on taking care of the little in the game, where into Pixelia, you are more so exploring your career and trying to build up to whatever huge career you picked in the beginning of the game, whether it's the president, whether it's whatever you picked. I liked To Pixelia. I think it was really fun. I didn't invest a lot of time into it. I was really, really, really excited for the game. And then I played it and I just didn't put a lot of time in. I'm not sure why. But I do feel like there was so much to do and so much to grow towards. And I just feel like I need more time with it for sure. I think I'm gonna say B tier. I do actually kind of like it a little more than Little Sim World. Next is Pixelshire. Pixelshire was a pretty anticipated farming game with terraforming and kind of like making the town your own while also having the elements of other farming sims like romance and mining and all of that. This was highly anticipated, and they decided not to release it in early access and to instead release it fully. And that decision was made over a year ago. So we thought that, this game was going to be a really nice full release, but it unfortunately was not. There were so many bugs with this game, things with your tools breaking and not knowing that they broke, and just silly decisions were made in this game. Like when it's raining, your crops weren't even watered. That was a bug that I had. The romanceables weren't that interesting. Things just didn't feel finished with this game at all. It felt early access. One of the things I was so upset about was that the game launched with 2 seasons. Summer and winter were the only 2 seasons it had, which I thought was just so weird. And the seasons were only 10 days long. I don't know if I think that it's such a bad thing that the seasons were only 10 days long, but it just didn't work out so well with this game, and I wouldn't recommend it. Now I'm pretty disappointed with the fact that it's launched fully in a 1.0 release and that it wasn't launched in early access. I feel like that's just not fair, and I'm sick of that stuff happening, and I'm gonna give them a hard time and put them in the F tier. I'm real serious about my cozy gaming. Don't mess with me. Now we have Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. I am loving this game. It's an S tier game for me. I think that this game is worth the price tag for sure. It's just so good. I've played about 30 hours, a bit over, and there's so much still that I can do in the game. I find the game relaxing, even though there is a lot of combat. Very engaging. You basically play as a bunch of different classes or career classes, and you can build them up and do different quests to get to the next rank. and increasing your ranks helps you through the main story, helps you through other things in the game. You can also decorate your home base completely. You can go to the past, the present, the future, and go to all different sorts of realms, and there's just so much content in this game, and the game is so polished, and I love the art style. So Fantasy Life is an S tier for me. I'm still working on it, still playing it, and very much enjoying it. Tales of Seikyu is an early access game. It's a farming sim with, I guess, Japanese elements and like fantasy. It's pretty interesting. It has a combat focus, a farming focus. It feels like a decent game. I just didn't feel like it really hooked me in. I didn't give it a lot of time, to be honest, and it is early access, so it sometimes makes sense to feel that way about early access games. I didn't really give it a great chance. I'd like to give it a greater chance, though, so I'm gonna just say I didn't really play enough of it to review it. Cattle Country is the next one. This is a farming sim that came out pretty much right after Pixelshire released. So I had low expectations for this because it was so bugged when I played the demo. And they did fix a lot of those things since playing it. But I've heard from people on consoles that there are a lot of bugs. But overall, I like the game. I find it very, very fun. I find it very engaging. I find it different enough than other farming sims, but it doesn't really have the magic that like Fields of Mystria, Stardew, or Roots of Pacha have, but it is fun to figure out. It doesn't hold your hand at all. You gotta figure stuff out on your own, and it's not perfect, but it is a game that I would like to play more of, and I would consider it a B tier game for me. I felt like it was pretty solid and pretty fun. Next up is the Ranch of Rivershine, which is a game where you raise and train horses to race. They can have babies, they can retire, all of that stuff. You take care of your horses. There's a little bit of farming, nothing too intense in the game. You can sell the horses, you go around town, meet people, befriend people. There's a lot of cool elements to this game, and I was very excited for it to come out of early access into a 1.0 launch. I was a little disappointed because some of the bugs that were from 2023 when I last played were still in this game. So that was a little disappointing, but it did seem to have improved a little bit. I don't know. I do think there are a lot of improvements that the game needs to have. Like the UI, I thought was difficult to manage and navigate with. At this point in my gameplay, I'd say it's a C tier. I'm not totally out with this game. I might play it again, and it gives me a lot of nostalgia from like my childhood playing horse games. Seeds of Calamity is an early access farming sim on Steam, and I was really surprised by this. I wasn't gonna play it, but there was so much interest in what I thought about it that I did stream it, and I was very surprised with all of the quality of life features. Like, the creator of this game definitely listens to the farming sim community, adding things in. Like, for example, she added in an endless watering can. You never have to refill your watering can. And just a bunch of quality of life stuff like that I thought was great. So I really enjoyed that. This game has turn-based combat, which is really interesting. Everything seems to like mesh well together. What I mean by that is everything has purpose, and I thought it was great. The one thing I don't love about it though is actually this pixel art style is just not my favorite. There's something about it that doesn't quite grab me. The art style isn't always a game breaker for me. A game breaker isn't always a deal breaker for me. I don't know, but I would say it's a B tier farming sim right now, and it's very polished for early access. I've got Bathhouse Creatures next. Bathhouse Creatures is an adorable management game where you manage a bathhouse, and you've got cute little creatures, yes, in the game, like ducks, hippos, capybaras, and more that you get to meet throughout the different levels in the game. This is a short and sweet game. It's a good game for people who like to 100% games, and I want to do that with this one. I really liked it, and I would say it's an A tier. I've been really excited for this game. Kind of like Spirit Tea, except for it's just the management part of the game. It even has like cute little stories in the game, and it's just very wholesome. and I like it. Afterlove EP in here twice. Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma. Now, I have been very excited for this game, and I have to say, I've only just started playing, so I didn't play enough to review it. So we'll have to wait for a player pass video for me on my channel and for my end of the year ranking to see how I actually feel about it. But I apologize for not being super into it yet. I'm still playing Fantasy Life, and I play a lot of games, and I'm doing a lot of stuff, so I don't always have time to fully invest myself. And I kind of stopped myself after the intro because I'm like, I want to actually be able to put my time into this, and I don't feel like I'm there yet because I want to kind of wrap things up with Fantasy Life, which is a similar but different but also big game. So that's where I'm at with that. I just didn't play enough of it to review it. And last but not least is Mario Kart World. I did get the Nintendo Switch too. I do have an unboxing video about it and a little YouTube short about my time at the midnight release. And Mario Kart I got with the bundle, so I technically got Mario Kart for $50 rather than $80. So I am loving this Mario Kart, actually. I like it a lot more than the last game. I love the open world concept and free roaming. I really like the knockout challenge, where you basically are in a constant race with people, and you have to be in the top 20, then you have to be in like the top 12, then the top whatever. And if you aren't, you just get kicked out. So that's one of the modes that I really like. I also love the Moo Moo Meadows cow so much. And I love all the new characters. I really like it. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I plan to keep playing it. I know that the price of $80 is a lot, but I paid $50. And that's a little more in line with Nintendo's typical game pricing before this console. And yeah, I'm liking it. So I'm going to say it's a B tier for me. So here is my ranking. I don't know. What do you guys think? Have you played any of these games, and where would you rank them? Feel free to join my Discord. Let me know what your rankings are. I'd love to see those. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned on my channel for more reviews of games and just all things cozy gaming. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate if you did, because I am on the way to 10K subscribers. So it would mean a lot. And hopefully, I'll see you in my next YouTube video.